Welcome back, Aries. Thank you for joining me if you are a returning subscriber, and then thank you also if you are new. I hope you enjoy the insights here. This is a general reading. Please take what works for you. It may actually apply to yourself or to someone that you are close to at this time. If you have strong influences in your birth chart associated with another sign, please feel free to cross-watch for further insights. I have shuffled and laid out the cards. I work with the 12 houses of the zodiac, so as the cards are appearing in each house, then those are the influences that are coming to bear at this time. Okay, so in the first house we have Yod, Destiny. Okay, so it is a destiny card, it's a fate card. So with this coming in, your first house is everything to do with yourself, your self-oriented interests. It's your actual appearance, your physical body, how you appear to others, so that's your personality and your observable characteristics. It's how you make your way in the world, and also what you project to others. So now, with this card coming in, this can be quite a tough card, but it always is putting you under pressure in order to release something. So in this case, what it is actually pointing to is to find your own truth. You're going to have to go inward and do some deeper analysis and just assessing various options that you have, but it's always about following your inner GPS. So you may feel a bit out of step with others. You may feel different from others at this time, or just set apart in some way. But that's necessary, because in doing that, then that forces you to go inward. And then when you do that, you find your own truth. You find you can actually discern what is right for you. And this is really pretty much the point of this card. It's also about pioneering through difficult or turbulent circumstances. So you may just feel that things are a bit up in the air, things are changing around you, or you're just feeling sort of restricted at this time. But it's about persevering and pioneering through that. You may be working on alone, which is better for you, because you already know what to do. You don't need advice and sort of interpretation from others. You don't need that now. You may think you do, but you don't. So you've really got to look at your inner GPS and follow what is right for you. It's about weathering whatever storms are going on or whatever is happening for you currently. There is a sort of fated element to this as well. So whatever has come to you is meant, and you've just got to follow it through. Let matters unfold without too much interference. Just keep going, doing what you need to do, and let matters unfold. If any health issues are sort of coming up for you or require attention, you must deal with these issues, whether it's allergies or metabolic issues or autoimmune issues. Whatever's coming up for you at this time, you'll need to deal with that, because it may be holding you back, it may be hampering your progress. And this card is, as I said, is about pioneering and persevering. So if you need to change a whole lot of things to do with your health, or you need to tackle a major issue in order to move forward, it may involve a drastic life change, who knows? But whatever it is hampering your progress. So it's coming up to be cleared. So clear it so that you can move forward. With this card, you will need to be adaptable. You'll need to be patient. You will need to be inventive when it comes to solutions or finding your way forward. You're going to have to make adjustments, but in all cases, it's about bringing your purpose. It's about you discerning your purpose. It's about forcing you to focus on that. That's what this energy will do for you at this time. In the second house, we have Mars, Force. Second house is your house of money, your income, whatever's coming into you. It's also your house of your self-worth and your value systems, what you value, what you own, what you possess. It's also to do with property, real estate, and it can also be to do with your security, and material and emotional resources. Okay, so whatever's around you, whatever you're working with at this time, whatever you own, it all comes in under the second house. So now, with Mars force coming in there, this is a Mars is your warrior energy. Without Mars, you would achieve nothing in your life. This is what gets you up and going. This is what this is your will, your drive, your action, your passion. So this can come out in different ways for you. You might have to fight for what you want, or go after what you want quite aggressively. You may have to defend, compete, or confront whoever's or whatever. So there is that warrior energy that comes with this, but it's also about lighting that will, that drive. You will feel driven. It's taking action. It's the passion. You will feel, you may feel challenged in some way as well. And if that's the case, you may have to protect your interests from others that, may want to take advantage of that. It could also be about moving ahead quickly with something. So something may come in to you, and you will have to move quickly on it in order to harness that. It could also be about gaining momentum for various things. So this is about really getting the engine going, the machinery going, and getting up speed. Because once you've got your momentum, then you will be away. It's like a fire has been lit. And you're now given the permission to pursue your goals vigorously, okay? This card can also bring in the law in some way as well, whether it's legal or actual interactions with the law. Also beware of accidents due to rushing, okay? So just be careful with that. You may also have to face off a bully, or be sort of or seeing that in your environment, people who are overly aggressive, and just be aware that that you're not being overly aggressive as well. This is about taking action, but it's measured action is the best way forward with this. Then in the third house, we have Aquarius. I know your third house is everything to do with your communication. This is all forms of communications, whether it's written, verbal, body language. It can also be receiving information as well. So it could be something you hear, or something that's written, because the third house also covers documents of all kinds and contracts. So it's the written word really is highly indicated within the third house. The third house is also about, it can also cover certain family members, so it's interactions with them. So this is like siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles. You may be having interactions with them on some level. It can also bring in short journeys. This is journeys locally. These are not massive distances. This is local trips that might come in for you as well. So now with Aquarius, I know this is a very far-reaching card. This is about reading the future. Or receiving information about the future, about trends, about where things are going, how things are unfolding. It's almost like you can see far ahead, and you just have a knowing about how things are going to, unfold. It's basically looking into the future, seeing, hearing, speaking about that and trends. It's also about receiving insight, intuition. Your intuition will be heightened. And also, genius aspects that you possess may be activated as well with this. You may be very inventive. It's also artistry, activating your artistry in whatever form that may be. Writing is highly indicated with this as well. But it's about mastery of all of those things, mastery of all of that. So because it's in your communication house, and it's basically mastery of that. It's also about being rational, not overly emotional about things. You may also have to examine a few stubborn views about things, examine that and see if perhaps there's some other way that you could be looking at something. With this card, friends, family and allies are supportive at this time, so they will support you in some way. You may also be dealing with unconventional situations, or just something that's unconventional, something that's not mainstream. You could also be dealing with exotic or different people or unconventional people who, they've got different views from you. They are different from you, and it's your interactions and your learning about things through them, whether it's just a different point of view. This card is also very highly indicated for technology, normally advanced tech. This is futuristic stuff, but it may just be that you're having an upgrade, or you will be undergoing an upgrade, or you will be accessing upgrades of some sort, whether it's your cell phone or your computer or your laptop or your tablet or whatever it is you're using. It's being exposed to that in some way. You could also be meeting people who are very au fait with that, so they're cutting edge, and you're understanding and learning things through them. This card can also bring in surprises as well. It could be on the horizon for you. You may be tested in some way in this arena, your third house. It's also about new ideas and mastering untried things as well. So all around, it's actually quite a positive card for your third house, but it encompasses quite a bit, and as I said, it may cover a number of things, but it's mastery of whatever it is that you're getting involved in. Then in the fourth house, we have Grand Trine Blessings, lovely card. So this is, your fourth house is your house of home, your physical home, the atmosphere in the home, it could even be the people in your home, whether the visitors or just people passing through. It's also, as I said, it could even be just a move of home, or finding the correct home, or where you are staying currently. But it can also be literally the physical home, the bricks and mortar, or whatever that you live in. This house also covers your relationship with your roots, your foundation, your family tree, your ancestry, your ethnic identity, any of those issues. It's your relationship with that. Okay, so with this card coming in, it's a lovely card. It brings in harmony, easy flow, wholeness, and completion. So whatever's been going on for you in your fourth house, whether it's your physical home that you've been working on, something you've been doing, or whether it's the people moving through your home, or you're just feeling very settled and content in your home, or you've just completed something. You've perhaps made a renovation and now you're just settling down. It's also about a lucky break, or just being lucky in some way. So maybe you will receive a windfall in order for you to do things in your home, just to liven it up, something to do with your home. Also, blocks are lifted with this card. So if you've been facing challenges or difficulties, or things that just been restricted, you can expect those to be lifted away now. You may just also be wanting to follow the path of least resistance in this regard, in any one of those fourth house issues. So this is about flow. It's about feeling content. You can't coast with this card, however. You've still got to apply effort to harness the blessings that come in for you. So whatever blessings come to you, you can't just sit back and let it wash over you, bringing everything in. You still have to work at it. You still have to apply effort, and you still have to follow any opportunities that may come to you at this time. This can also indicate a supportive partner coming into your home as well, or being active in your home in some way. Very supportive person who's really going to advance you or help you advance in some way. And if you work at it together, if you put mutual effort into it, then it can be very long-term indeed. This card is also about being diligent and being patient, and being attentive to whatever opportunities come up to you, because you're going to need to harness them. You're actually going to need to work on them to bring the blessings in. Okay. Then in the fifth house, we have Libra, I balance, another lovely card. So now the fifth house is your house of creativity, all forms of creativity. This is not necessarily artistic. This is your creative potential, whether it's written, spoken, how you dress, how you decorate, how you interact with others. There's lots of ways that can come in. It's also the house of children, whether they're your children or other children that you are involved with. and it's the house of love affairs. So you could be going, this is highly indicated for a love affair actually. And then also it could be, it's the house of recreation, having fun, all kinds of recreational activities, whether it's sports or some other kind of activity that you're enjoying, but it's enjoyable recreational activities. It can also be risk-taking activities like gambling. So now with Libra eye balance coming in, it is asking you to balance. So whatever's going on in the 5th house, that's what you should be striving for at all time. This is not about ignoring your needs, however. So being codependent or ignoring your needs in favor of another. This is about balancing and walking the middle path. But partnership is indicated with this card, a sort of pooling of resources. So normally this is associated with love partnerships, but it could also be a partnership of some other kind. Okay, it's almost like joining up with another is beneficial for you at this time, in whatever that means. It could just mean a project that you're working on, whether it's creative, or you're linking up with another with regard to your children, or you're linking up with others in a club setting, or a recreational activity. It's going with another or spending time with another is highly indicated and very beneficial at this time. But in any case, relationships will improve. There will be a feeling of contentment in there, and some relationships also, I suppose it depends on what it is, but they're going to go up a level. So if it's a love relationship, it's going to evolve from where it is currently. It's going to take the next step. It's going to go up maybe 1 or even 2 levels. So you can expect sort of some action going on there. But in all cases, you must strive for balance. Balance your needs with the others. Walk the middle path. This card can also indicate that you need to make a decision on something. So whether this is with your children or a project creativity or with a love affair, or some other activity that you want to do, you are being asked to make a decision in some way. And it's wise if you know what it is, and it's it's wise to act on it. Do it yourself. Take the initiative, because otherwise it will be done for you, and that may not be what you want. It may not be the favorable outcome that you hope for, okay? So take action. If there's a decision to be made, make it and move forward. With this card, legalities and rules can come in as well. So think about that in whatever way that may apply for you. Marriage or engagement is also highly indicated with this, whether this is yours, your influence, or whether it's your children, possibly. If you've got children that are of marriage or engagement age. But in all cases, it's about working towards equal and sincere partnership. So whether this is you with another, or you're seeing it in your children. It's about mutual support. This card can also bring in, and like playfulness, that lovely, playful, almost romantic energy, whether it's a partner or a love relationship. That lovely, playful, mutually supportive energy is highly indicated with this card. If you're thinking from a creative aspect, or perhaps even from with regard to your children, beauty, hair, fashion, and the arts are highly indicated with this card. So whether you are getting involved in that as part of your creative project, or to do with your children, or it's a recreational activity you're involved in, or whether your children are actually going through this, but it comes in under this card at this time. Then in the 6th house, we have Black Moon Lilith mystery. So now your 6th house is your house of work, your house of, your workplace, your work colleagues. It's also your sort of daily routine with regard to that. It's also the mastery of your craft. So whatever it is that you do, you don't even have to be working with others or be officially working in a workplace. This can be something that you do. It's the mastery of that craft. It's also the house of health and diet, and it's the house of pets, your pets. So now, with this card, it's a slightly darker energy coming in here. You can read it a number of ways, but it seems to me, when I looked at this initially, it seems to me that this could be things moving under the surface where you work or in your work life. things moving under the surface that you can't quite see. It's under the surface, so you can't discern what it is, and it's like you're waiting for something to happen. It may not necessarily be initiated by you. It could just be things going on. These are like undercurrents going on in your workplace. It could also just be that something is not known. You don't have all the facts yet, and so you're waiting for something to happen. It could also be about standing strong in the face of that, because you may be looking at the outcome of something, or you're just concerned that it's not going your way, or that there's stuff going on that you're just not happy with. It's about standing strong. You could also have the urge to rebel in some way, because this is female rebellion coming in. This card has a strong dark feminine influence to it. So it's the witches, dark witches energy almost. But it's also the stronger feminine. So it's the strong feminine reaction. But it can also go over the edge, and then it becomes bitchiness. It becomes jealousy, anger, revenge, all of the envy, even guilt. All of those darker emotions are also there as well. So I feel that just be careful that you're not harboring these deep emotions, even bitterness, in reaction to something that may have gone down in any one of those sixth house areas. I feel it is mostly work related. So just be careful that you're not harboring the darker emotions, because they fester and then they affect your health. Okay, so just be aware of that. Find a healthy outlet for that. Or if it's not you, you could be in the midst of this in your environment, and you're seeing it in your work environment, whether it's bitchy reactions from others, perhaps they're jealous of you, perhaps you're seeing that in your work environment. You may not be directly involved. You may just be seeing it amongst the work colleagues, or just in your workplace. It could, come out in that way. But it's about having control of those emotions and being powerful in yourself. You're aware of them and you know they're there, but it's not letting rip on all of that, or allowing that to go deeper, and then it affects your health. Okay, so it's being in control, being strong, and if you need to stand your ground about something, well, then you've got the strength to do that. But it's also about things lurking, about undercurrents, and things going on in the environment, which you just may come to the surface, and you don't like what you see. So it's about that. So just be aware of that. Then in the seventh house, we have fire element desire. So now your seventh house is your house of one-on-one close personal relationships. So whether this is a love relationship, or it's a business partnership, or just some other close personal one-on-one relationship that you're involved in at this time. So now, this coming in for you, it's a very passionate, very fiery card, as you can see. Okay, so you can expect that now in a relationship that you're involved in. It also brings in quick changes, rapid reaction to what is going on. So you may be asked to do that, or you may just have to do that without even really thinking. It's seeing a quick change coming at you and reacting immediately. It's also using the fiery element. It's about clearing away the old to plant the new. So this is almost like a scorched earth policy, where you literally blitz the landscape, get rid of whatever was there, and now you plant new things. So this is about new beginnings. It's about endings and beginnings as well. So something will end, something will begin. And it's a very passionate card. As I said, you could just be in a one-on-one love relationship, and it's going the next level for passion, or that's really just very highly indicated in this relationship. Or it could just be passion in a business relationship, which you are undergoing now. You're now joining together, you're joining forces, and you're moving forward, and it's about whipping up that passion to move the business forward. It could also be a dramatic change coming at you, or some kind of dramatic circumstance around this relationship or around this business partnership. You may have an epiphany of some kind, or almost like a wake-up call. So it could also be about getting the courage to leap, getting the courage to go after this relationship in whatever way that works for you. It's about having the courage and the daring to do that. You will have to be honest and assertive, however. You must be absolutely 100% clear with this person. There must be no shadowy details. There must be nothing there that isn't clear for you. You need to be honest and assertive, lay your cards on the table, and the other person must do the same. Okay? You may just have to protect your interests from other people around you who are bossy or egotistical. You may just encounter that in your personal relationships in some way. So this is ego, whether it's your ego or another ego, that may also come in. So if you are joining in a romantic partnership, it's about addressing that, looking at your ego, and putting it in its place, being honest and assertive, but not in an egotistical way, because you want to start this relationship off or move it to the next level in the best possible way. And that applies to business partnership as well. It's the same thing, really, in the end. It's you joining with another in some way. Then in the 8th house, we have Sagittarius IC, another fire sign. So this comes in for your 8th house, which is it is almost like the follow-on from the 7th house. The 8th house is the deeper emotional and material commitment between love partners or business partners. Okay, so it's also the deeper sexuality in a love partnership. So it's really the next level of a relationship. So, for instance, you get married, you get engaged in your 5th house, or you have a love affair. Then you go to the 7th house, you get married, and then from the 7th house you go to the 8th house, where you actually now are merging your finances, you're merging your homes, you're merging your material and your emotional resources into one, so to speak. It's also, the 8th house is also the house of big finance. So this is investments, insurance, tax, banking, accounting, inheritances and legacies, things like that, trusts and so on. It's also about handling other people's money. That's what the 8th house is. So you may be involved in that from a profession, or you may just be doing it on behalf of somebody else, and this is this close personal relationship that you're involved in. It doesn't even have to be a lover, it could be somebody else. But you're involved in handling other people's money. That can come in on this house as well. But it's known as the sex house as well. So as I said, the sexuality in a deeper partnership. And it's also about death. So this is the endings and the beginnings. So that something falls away, something old falls away to make way for the new. And it's also about power. Okay, personal power and power within a relationship or in a monetary environment. So with Sagittarius IC coming in there, you're going to have to follow the wisdom of your feelings. Because Sagittarius is about the gaining of wisdom, right? IC. Okay, so it's follow the wisdom of your feelings. This is about. It's also about hitting your target in some way. So it's something, because this is the arrow of the bow and arrow of the centaur. So this is about firing that arrow at your target and actually harnessing it as well. So it's also, you may just be feeling a little bit restless, or a little bit the urge to grow, to expand, because that comes in. This is larger than life, this card. It's also about coming into favorable conditions of some sort. So whatever it is that you're launching together with this other person or in this relationship, it's the conditions are very favorable for that. But having said that, you will need a lot of freedom. Freedom between you and freedom in yourself as well, because that will lighten everything. It's freedom from routine and restrictive circumstances. So you can't be doing 9-to-5 things. This is about changing it up, giving yourself more freedom, giving the other person a bit more freedom as well. and that will help you tremendously. It's also about honesty and truth coming in again. So this was mentioned earlier on in a number of places, and it's coming up again. This is about being honest and clear about what you intend. Okay, you must handle your money with care. With this, Sagittarians can be spendthrifts sometimes. They're just so expansive, they just overdo things. All right, so handle your money with care. It's going to be very important, because this is your money house. This is your big money house. Okay, but the urge for exploration and adventure and travel will be strong. All right. You may also just be, because religion and philosophy comes in on this, and teaching, learning, you may just want to be doing all those things as well. So this could be some kind of other endeavor, whether it's improving your skills, or it could just be that you are enjoying these activities with this partner, or you could be enjoying a business of some kind, which takes into account all of these different facts, or it has religious or philosophical aspects to it. You could also be visiting academic or religious places as well. So possibly this could be to do with studying something. Perhaps you're wanting to get finance together in order to study something, or you're involved somehow in that. All of these things are aspected with Sagittarius, and that's coming in on the 8th house. Then in the 9th house, again, we have another feeling card coming in. This Sagittarius was about using your wisdom, okay, and this is very much the same, but this is really looking at your feelings as well, and then following that. So it's your gut feels and how you're discerning things at this time. So it's your inner wisdom that you're gaining here or looking at. The 9th house is again a very expansive house. This is the house of travel, international travel. It's also, you don't have to necessarily be traveling. This can be traveling with the mind, almost like armchair traveling, or dealing with the world in some way, whether this is online or import and export, or just talking to people on the other side of the world. This is about you meeting the world, or the world meeting you in some way. Okay, it could also be through study as well. So 9th house is exploration, traveling, foreign countries, foreign people, foreign cultures, and it's exposure to that. Whether they are coming to you and you meeting them here, or you going there, or you're interacting in some way, online or through study. This 9th house also covers higher education. So this is university level study or adult education. It's also the house of philosophy. It's the house of religion and belief systems of all kinds. This is all ruled by the 9th house. It also rules teaching, publishing, and promotional work. So this is like PR work, or just dealing with the public in various ways and promoting whatever it is that you're doing. It can be relationship to in-laws. It also rules the higher courts and the law as well. So now gaining wisdom in various ways, all right? So now in the 9th house, Cancer, I feel. So this is, you in whatever way that applies for you, this is about having empathy, being compassionate and sympathetic, but empathy really is indicated here. So whether this is something that you're bringing into your studies, or something that you're busy learning about, or you're exploring, or you're understanding, there's a very strong nostalgic and memory aspect to this card as well. So you could be in some way dealing with something from the past, whether this is to do with your profession, or whether it's to do with something you're studying, or whether you're traveling to go and investigate something. It's memories, it's nostalgia. You don't want to live there, though. You don't want to live there. This is looking back, but you must move forward. All right. So this could even be a course of study. You could even be doing, looking at the past in some way if you're studying history or something like that. It's also dealing with aspects of the past. So whether this is antiques or furnishings or artifacts, something like that may come in for you as well. With Cancer, I feel this is ruled by the moon, so there are always cycles with the moon. So whatever it is that you're involved in is going through cycles. Okay. Also with the Cancer, I feel you may just feel that you need to retreat periodically as well. So If that is the case, an international retreat of some kind, so this is long distance travel, may be very beneficial for you at this time. But just on a general level, interacting with lots of people who are involved in lots of different things, whether you're teaching somebody or learning, periodically you're going to need to withdraw, because that's when you do that, you retreat, you withdraw, and you balance your emotions, and then you can come back again. Otherwise, you might find that you start getting a bit crabby, a bit touchy about things, or start feeling vulnerable, you know. So this is when you've got too much going on, or you're involved with too many people, and you just need to withdraw periodically just to recenter yourself. It's also about having resilience, okay? Cancerians are incredibly resilient. So you need to build that up in yourself, or you may need to harness that in conjunction with whatever you're doing in the 9th house. This card is highly indicated for imaginative writing, or anything where you're using your imagination. So publishing comes in on this card as well, public relations and so on. So this is about harnessing that. So writing is highly indicated, food and nourishment as well, because Cancerians are that they're nourishing. They like to nourish and they like to protect their families, and food is important. It's an important aspect of that nourishment. So you may be involved in food writing or food journalism, or just busy with that, or it could just be that you're involved in some way in the promotion of that. Women and female mysteries and women's issues and how women get on are also highly indicated with this card. So this could be in any kind of your 9th house environments, whether it's learning or teaching, or you're in public relations, or you're traveling. Women's anything to do with women, or the female mysteries is important. It could also be secrets coming out as well, or you may be learning about female secrets or feminine secrets, or just secrets may be coming out in some way. That can happen with the moon, anything to do with the moon. Also, family and domestic issues may be indicated at this time. So you may have to travel to go and attend to stuff, or it could just be coming into your 9th house environment in some way. Then in the 10th house, we have Scorpio, I transform. So now this is the powerful card to be having in your 10th house. When I say it's powerful, it's because it has many aspects to it, and whatever happens, it's going to be intense. Okay, your 10th house is your house of career. So this is your ambitions, your personal reputation. It's also your status in life. So whether you're married or single, or you're an employer or an employee, it's your status in life. It's also what you look up to. It's what you kind of aim for. Your what you highly regard. It's also the house of mentors or authority figures, and that authority figures can be like the law as well, or the military, or something like that, or it could just be a mentor or a boss or somebody that you're working with at this time. But it's pretty much everything to do with career. Another authority figure, it could be somebody in your family as well, but it's an authority figure for you. Okay, so now with this card, Scorpio, I transform. It is literally about that, transforming. So you're going to have to take what you have got, and you're going to have to make it work for you in some way. A lot of things come in with this card. It's the card of sex, death, and rebirth. Okay, so you may find that in your career somewhere there are sexual intrigues going on, or secrets of some kind coming out. You could be involved, or it could be that you're seeing it in your environment. Money is highly indicated with this card, and power or control as well. So, and when I say death, something, it's a symbolic. So something may die off to make way for something new. So something will simply fold away or just fall away, and then something new comes out of that, which kind of came in already earlier on, where we were talking about scorched earth policy, where you're just starting again, you're planting new things. It's coming up. It's quite a common theme, and it came up in your 2nd house as well. So it really is about transforming where you have been to where you are needing to go now, and it will be intense. There will be an intense sort of period that you will go through in order to get to the other side. You will reach that successful place, but you've got to go through the fires of transformation first. Okay, so you're going to have to be resourceful. Really, that's what this card brings in. You will soon be gaining what you have worked very hard for. Okay, so this could have been taking place over a long period of time, and now suddenly you reach this place. But you've got to go, as I said, through the fires of transformation. It's an intense time. You may feel alone, which has come up again and again for you. You may just feel alone at this time, or that you are needing to just work steadily through whatever it is that you're doing. You may also find that it's a demanding time, and that there are restrictions, or that you're being put under. You've got a lot going on, and you've got a lot to achieve or get done. Or it could just be a very restrictive period where you are trying to reach your goal, and you have quite a few things to just work on. As I said, money is strongly indicated with this. You just need to be careful when it comes to things like taxes, property, shared assets of any kind. And also the past. So this, you may have to deal with money issues to do with the past, whether this is somebody from your past, or some business from your past, or something to do with your past. Money may come up for you. As I said, the sex side of it, secrets and intrigues, whatever that may be. You may just be seeing these things in your work environment, or you may be involved in some way. But it's your career. So however your career is advancing for you. Just be a little bit careful of your reputation at this time and other people's hidden agendas. This kind of was alluded to in your 6th house, your house of work, where you could be seeing envy or jealousy or bitterness or revenge or any of those very dark, heavy emotions in that environment. And it may be, as I say, it's affecting your career as well. Possibly you are the object of that. Perhaps you are advancing quicker or better than others, or you're making progress in some way, and others are seeing that, and you're experiencing that. Those deeper emotions, those darker emotions are coming at you. It could be that. Or you could just be feeling that you deeply need to address certain issues and change the way things are going, really transform how things are unfolding for you at this time. There's, as I said, there may be, this is also about death and rebirth. So this could also be the resurrection of something that you thought was over, the resurrection of something that you thought had long gone. Suddenly it comes back at you, or it starts to rise now out of the ashes of something that was there before. And you could also be encountering control issues of some sort, whether that's in your career or in association with something else or someone else, or it could even be an authority figure. There's quite a bit going on in your 10th house, and it's quite a sort of an intense time, as I said. Then in the 11th house, we have South Node, life's debts. So now this is about casting off karmic debt or difficulties, baggage from the past. It's about casting that off, all right? So now with the South Node, life's debts, it's falling in your 11th house, which is your house of ideals. It's the house of friendships. It's also the house of your groups, any kind of group that you remember of, whether it's a social group, online group, a society, alliance of some sort, or a book club, whatever kind of group situation where it's more than one of you. There's a group of you together. It could even be a sort of a large company group, or it's also to do with networking in some way. The 11th house is also your personal hobbies and interests, your hopes and your wishes as well. So your hopes and your wishes, your ideals, and also your hobbies and interests, and it's about your dreams as well. Okay, so it could also be looking at global trends and group consciousness as well. So social reform and causes, anything like that comes in. But I feel this is coming in for you now, where it could even be to do with ideals or dreams that you've had in the past, or sorry for the interruption. It could also be an idealistic aspect that you've had, some kind of attitude or belief that you've had, which you possibly need to let go of now. So this card is all about something or someone, possibly even, must be cast off. It's almost like the old and familiar falls away to make room for the new. So you've got to let go of what is not working for you, okay? So you have to discern what is working for you and what is not working for you, and what isn't needs to be trimmed and released, okay? So endings and beginnings. It's a turning point for you, this. Anything unresolved or unfinished needs to be dealt with and put away now. In order to, you must do this, go through this process of letting go of the old and familiar that's not working for you, okay? Whatever blocks that you've had, if you're trying to do something, you're just being blocked continually, then that is a good sign that it's not working for you, okay? So let go of whatever it is that you're trying to do that is not working for you. And in order to, what you're trying to do is you're trying to align with your highest potential, and the highest vision that you have of yourself. And you can only do that if you let go of the past, if you let go of the baggage, okay? You will have to leave your comfort zone in some way, because as soon as you do that, you will make new contacts. And this is very important. You need to make new contacts now, because from that, in amongst those people, you will meet members of your soul family. These are people who are going to help you and assist you in some way. You're going to have an instant connection with them. You're going to feel deeply familiar with them. And so in order to do that, you have to let go perhaps of old contacts or old networks or old groups that just are not working for you anymore. They're not helping you anymore. And you need to move out of that and move forward. And get onto your highest potential, your highest future vision of yourself. You need to be aiming for that now. It's also about not giving up. So you may be having to keep trying different things. Things are not just going to open and fall in your lap. You will have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, working through, even though you may also be feeling almost like there's a lot of responsibility falling on you, or you're being put under pressure, working longer hours, being asked to do more, so higher demand, okay, if that is coming in for you. But you're just going to have to just keep working through it until you get to the other side. But it's about casting off what is not suiting you anymore, what is no longer working for you now, okay. Then in the 12th house, we have the Sun Spirit card, beautiful card. This is a wonderful card to be having you. This is your ace up your sleeve, really. So now with the Sun Spirit card, it really is a beautiful card. It does exactly what it says. It's the sunny life force, your spirit coming in. So this is about vitality. It's about spirit. It's about life force. It's about strength and power. You have access to all of that now. And this is sitting in your 12th house, which is your house of your unconscious self, all right? Your deeper motivations, your deeper drives, your really unconscious self. It's also the house of mysticism and spirituality, meditation, healing, and solitude, withdrawal. So it's your personal power, all right? And it's healing all of those things, finding ways to overcome them, just feeling so much better in all of those areas. It's also the house of escapism and addictions. So if you are grappling with something to do with that, this card is really going to help you. Some things may end, some things may begin. It's also the house of your interactions at various types of institutions. So whether this is a learning institution or a library, or a hospital, even a prison, or a government institution, a banking institution, whatever it is, any kind of institution, your experience is there. So whether you're going there and visiting or busy with something, or you're going with another, it's to do with your experiences there. So now with this card coming in, it's going to boost your vitality, your spirit, your life force, and your strength and power. So you're going to be really charismatic at this time. You're going to be singled out. You're going to be noticed as well, in whatever sphere that is. You're going to be noticed and singled out for some aspect that you're displaying, whether it's a talent or some kind of last minute, you're stepping in to do something, whether it's written or verbal or somewhere that you're going to have to step in and people are going to sit up and notice. Or it could just be that you're exhibiting a talent of some kind. And you're going to be asked to lead and inspire. It's about having confidence. It's about being creative. And it's, the time that you're spending in the spotlight, you're going to be in the spotlight. It's about being radiant, charismatic, and you will have influence at this time. The summer months can also be indicated with this card, so you could be planning an event in the summer months, which is it has family ties to it. It really is a joyous, happy party or event of some kind for the summer months. If you're wanting a yes or no answer, this card is yes. Okay, so lovely card, beautiful ace up your sleeve. Really, this is going to power you through the month, definitely. Okay, Aries, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and share or like and subscribe. Hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you on the other side. Take care.